So welcome to the introduction to the frequency of now. It's really lovely that you decided to join in at least getting to know what this is all about. And so today I just wanted to start with presenting it as far as it can be presented at this point, because there's a development and it's covering a period of like 3 months or so, or maybe longer, who knows. But it's like this is really something that started to grow and that suddenly is present and it's alive. So I'm happy that you were attracted to it, to listen to this or to hear this and to actually get in touch with it. So let me take you into, it's like a tuning in, you could say, a tuning in into the new frequency of now, because the frequency of now is not something that is static, but it changes all the time. It has everything to do with your, say, increasing capability of receiving, literally receiving a frequency that has nothing to do with space and time, but has everything to do with the heart of you, with the wholeheartedness of you, and your capability of receiving that frequency of love that literally is you. So in other words, you come in touch with who you are in all the aspects, on all the practices that we use. In every one of the materials that is being offered, there's a possibility to receive a gift or a gem or something that will remind you of this incredible frequency. It's dynamic presence, like it changes, it is receptive, you can receive it. Now, what am I talking about? The thing that I'm talking about is literally, if you're still, you start to receive light and love. You start to catch glimpses of this light and love that is within you, that is so close to you, that closer than your hands and your breath. And you know this as a biblical reference, but this is like in your practice you get to know that. Now this, every time that you come in touch with that, literally are aware of that, or are consciously in an experience of that, it is literally that the frequency of you, in the possibility of receiving a higher frequency of yourself becomes possible, because literally everything that you were before, that you thought you were before, like even your cellular frequencies are changing, are increasing in their frequency, and they become more and more open and receptive, just as your whole beingness becomes more and more receptive to like incredible possibilities in which you see your body transfigure, or in which you are coming into an experience of resurrection. Now, that these seem to be like big words, but in fact it is taking place in you. Now, to give this some structure, or some ways to come in touch with its expression through you, we have set up some activities. Now, the healing heart is one of them. That's a healing circle. There's the liberating arts, where we use arts and like a mystical vision related to art. There's the Rosa Mystica poetry, where we use mystical poetry to discover literally a whole new universe of expression that suddenly you find yourself in the middle of, not even knowing it existed. And that's not a mere promise, like it's not just a little promise, but it is literally where you have the possibility of receiving. Now then there's also the morning miracle. That's another part And the morning miracle is literally how you come to receiving this for yourself and learning to demonstrate this through your receptivity, like just like we said a moment ago in the miracle recap. It's like you receive this for yourself. In that receptivity, in that receiving of you start to extend it, and that is something that you give literally to this world, that you can apply and, as I say, demonstrate in every situation. Not for the demonstration of it, but just for you as the reminder of the reality of who you are. And that is the loveliness of that. Now, to take a moment to tune into the frequency, I made a little video. Okay, so that was part of the tuning in, and so it's like there will be musical presentations too. It's like this is one collection, you could say, or this is how that comes to me, is mostly in music, in poetry, in words that are given to share, and this is the way it will come out of, like, literally is given through me. But so is it with you, and that's why there's like an exploration part given. The exploration then is in coming into a self-expression after you experience, like after you receive it for yourself. You receive one idea, and now you learn to give it, or that will happen by itself. It becomes like a natural expression of you. So here we are. This is a website, iwihub.com, and making the total. Yeah, here we go. So you see, the frequency of now is its own little thing here, its own little menu. And when you start here, it says, welcome to the iwihub.com summer sessions, the frequency of now. The program presented emits the frequency of your presence, your heart. Always new, each moment. It uses your hands, gives the inspiration we share. The purpose of these spiritual sessions is to facilitate an active remembrance of the love of God in a light-hearted and playful manner. Or however it's going to be expressed, it really doesn't matter. Now here, an overview of the frequency of now events. Now here we are. So I go to the first one, is the healing heart. The healing heart is a spiritual healing circle of the pure heart. And references used in these sessions are to inspire a direct invitation to open heart and mind in order to experience healing of mind, body, relationship and supply, by the recognition of the perfection of creation. Now here I have some pure heart expressions, because that's really the inspiration here. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. The innocence of God is the true state of the mind of His Son. Says A Course in Miracles, said Jesus in A Course in Miracles. He who has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul to an idol, nor sworn deceitfully. It's literally what is given in Psalm 24, which is really a beautiful psalm. So this will return back into the meeting, like I will use that in that sense to let it come to the full expression of it by you receiving it, of course. Now here I shared something like the inspiring lightness of being as a part of the healing heart. Does the body have a mind of its own? Is one of the questions. How to receive messages from inner space. Undoing ghosts of memory. Quantum healing processes. Listening to the silent witnesses. Detoxing the breath of death. And the birth of a new moment. So that's really relating to rebirth. Now healing targets. Overthinking, conflict, codependency in relationship, bodily ills, pains, anxiety and fear, self-worth. Now all these aspects, targets as you can call them, are presented like they are present as a healing target per meeting. Now you see, if you look at the meetings, in June we have 2 meetings of this, and then there's in July, see there's a little gap here. So after the 30th of June, the first meeting will be on 21st of July. So just that you know. And going further to the morning miracle, for instance. The morning miracle is basically, we use the manual for teachers. You will see miracles through your hands, through me. You should begin each day with the prayer, help me to perform whatever miracles you want of me today. So this is like a manual for teachers, morning miracle meeting. And subjects that we look at is, how is correction made? What is justice? Trust. The characteristics of God's teachers. Are psychic powers desirable? Are changes required in the life situations of God's teachers? How do God's teachers deal with their students' thoughts of magic? Is reincarnation true? These are just some questions that will come to the service, or that we are actually taking a serious look at to go, discover something new. Now here, there's the program. So I just continue. Liberating Arts. Liberating Arts starts in the 17th of June. That's next week, Tuesday. Okay, so Liberating Arts sessions. The transforming creative passion as a key to freedom in self-expression. In these sessions, we use art as an enlightening vehicle. Your spontaneous expressions will come to surprise. Special guests are timeless masters in dance, music, and visual arts. Liberal art sessions. The concept, the idea, the reason, the rhyme, the idea, or the medium, material, dance, movement, sound, is the guide in the exploration for self-expression. How it is expressed, the source will tell you. A step into the unknown. Now here, why did I use that, like the concept, the idea, or the medium? Is literally like, that is the start. Oh, so I forgot a closing mark here. It's like the medium is the guide in the exploration for self-expression. Now that means we work from the material, we work from movement, we work from, for instance, paper, or some kind of substance that you can manipulate, or a movement. Like you let that be the guide. It's like literally we can talk about it, but it's like, okay, here's the paper. Now the paper is you're going to listen to what the paper says, the way it performs, the way what you can do with it, and let that grow into your expression as something that's presenting itself through you. So that is, it seems a bit abstract if I say it like this, but it's a great way to actually come to expression, self-expression. So the thing that I'm sharing here is this, is like in my experience in transformation and using arts in transformation was a great discovery. For instance, seeing that in my tearing apart of paper or cardboard, and tearing it apart and really having that as a physical experience, like that did do a lot with me in my undoing, in a certain sense. Like it felt like I can do that, and that's perfectly all right. Like there was I didn't need to think about it. I could just let that happen. Now to pick those pieces and put them back together as a mosaic would be great, because you don't really determine the shape, you don't really do anything with it, except it has to fall into place, literally. Now this was a great discovery. So this is what I mean with using the material as an inspiration. Literally, by working it, you come to something and let that guide you. Otherwise you have a set ideas like, okay, here's a piece of stone, I'm going to carve a lion out of it. Or here's my painting canvas, I'm going to make this portrait. Like, then you already have a set idea. But to come to the free expression of receiving and really using this as a form to inspire, as a way to become inspired, this is a great way. The same could be with using a concept as what we used in, for instance, in spirit, was like the concept of absence. Now absence is a great start, and how are you going to express that? Well, let that idea guide you. Rosa Mystica is here. We start with that tomorrow. And now I see in using this This is pretty wild and amazing, basically. Also, just like any of the other parts. Okay, I'll read here. Rosa Mystica sessions, exploring mystical verse with your new poetic mind. Timeless rhyme and reason. The inspiration given is of a mind-expanding nature so fast. With your newly found gems and treasures, you lift the poetry you write and read to a new level, composing lyrical expressions, giving way to light-hearted and playful expression of your inexpressible love for God. Your attempt is the miracle. Now this is actually really interesting in the sense of we're using this. And I'm going to show you something else just for a moment, because I already got a little bit into it here on the website. Oh yeah, here. So here you see that we have a starting point is crossing 7 continents. It's really like a summer world tour. 7 continents where we go through, and starting with Asia. We go to, what was it again, Africa, and then we go to North America, then we go to South America, then we go to Antarctica, then we go to Europe, and from Europe we go to Australia, and then there's one continent left over, that is the continent of your choice, you could say, or maybe of your imagination. And so that's another one. It doesn't necessarily have to be connected to planet Earth at all. But what I wanted to say is the great thing with the frequency of now is we have the syllabus, like there's a little booklet that I'm letting grow during the meetings, during the moments that we come together, with a lot of references to, for instance, Asian poetry. Or, yeah, you can see that even here too. So I'll go back to my little thing here. See here. For instance, here's one of Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo, in the future poetry, I also have set up an podcast where I read part of his book, which is so mind-blowing that, like, after 10 minutes I had to stop. It was like, this is so incredible what is given here, and what is possible in receiving instruction regarding poetry. It is incredibly inspiring. So that's really lovely. So you can expect podcasts, you can expect references, poetry from all kinds of places here. For instance, the Zen poetry that we also used, of course, in the Patriarch of Zen, from Dogen. Enlightenment is like the moon reflected on the water. The moon does not get wet, nor is the water broken. Although its light is wide and great, the moon is reflected even in a puddle, an inch wide. The whole moon and its entire sky are reflected in one dewdrop on the grass. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too. It's like, that is so beautiful. The beauty of the heart is the lasting beauty its lips give to drink of the water of life. Truly it is the water, that which pours, and the one who drinks. All three become one when your talisman is shattered, when your ego is shattered. That oneness you can't know by reasoning. See, these beautiful instructions, incredible. Now this is from Tao. There's also fun. It's like fun in the sense of, oh my God, it's so great to read this. Tao can be talked about, but not the eternal Tao. Names can be named, but not the eternal name. As the origin of heaven and earth, it is nameless. As the mother of all things, it is nameable. So, as ever hidden, we should look at its inner essence. As always manifest, we should look at its outer aspects. These two flow from the same source, though differently named, but both are called mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the door of all essence. Yeah, say no more. This is so great. So I'm really excited about it. This is only like these references I'm sharing are only from Asia, and of course that is just one little speck of the whole thing that is available. But using it this specifically, like the references I use are so specific, because otherwise you get completely lost. So I have my guys, so to speak, Rumi, Sri Aurobindo, Dogen, and say that, and the Tao is really great to use too. That already is like an amazing tip of the iceberg, as you saw, the Antarctic's iceberg. But it's like a beautiful tip of the iceberg of further exploration. And that's up to you, of course. Like I give references and I give some PDFs that you can easily download, all in the syllabus. Having little assignments coming to you every week, with poetry, with the liberal arts, with take a look at this, for instance, or take a look at that. And so in that sense we keep it very active, even though this is a relaxing summer sessions. So the sessions are all, say, 1 hour, just also to keep it compact. And so the expressions that you're going to do should be kept quite short too, just like a bit of an, okay, this is an impression of what I'm expressing. This is just a snapshot of it. That would be sufficient. But anyway, we'll see how this all works out for everyone who wants to participate. Now here's the thing, is like, you're totally invited to attend whenever you can. If you sign up for these, it's lovely to see that this runs through the summer. This is an incredible offer, and your part in it is essential, in the sense of, I can't wait to see your expressions or your inspiration that you can share in the meetings, and join with you in all of it. And so this is my wholehearted invitation to the frequency of now.